Noni Madueke is out for 2 months. Right at the time as Bukayo Saka returns, we have another injury. Another right winger out injured. It's almost like Noni Madueke saw Bukayo Saka come back and he's like, right, are you back now? Yeah, I'm back. All right, I'm out. What do you mean? 2 months. Now Bukayo Saka has to play every single game until Noni Madueke comes back. Then he's going to get injured because of the overload and the cycle will continue. I guess that's kind of me exaggerating a little bit. There are some discussions we can have around that right wing position. Look, this is terrible news. Whether people wanted Noni Madueke or not, you can't deny that he is now one of Arsenal's most valuable players in terms of that attacking prowess. He's always willing to go against his fullback, which is a quality we lack in this Arsenal team in terms of these successful take-ons that Noni Madueke does. He burns his fullback up every single time. He doesn't want to recycle the ball. All he has in his mind is if you give me the ball, you better believe I'm going past that fullback. That is a quality we will miss. Now, luckily, we will replace him with our, at the time's best other take-on player. Like, you could argue that Saka's the best at take-ons in terms of those one-on-ones. You can argue Noni Madueke's best. I would like them both available at the same time, please. But we don't need to rush Saka back. That is kind of the conversation. Do we have to rush Saka back? I guess we don't have to play him tomorrow, but the Newcastle game is a big one. And do you need Saka back to play that game? In a perfect world, you wouldn't have to have rushed Saka back because Noni Madueke is being playing at such a level where it's like we can ease Saka back. We don't want him to have a reoccurrence of this injury, so let's ease Bukayo Saka back. It's not like we're struggling in that right wing position with Noni Madueke. And now we might be relying on Bukayo Saka. If not, maybe Ethan Nwaneri. That's a conversation we can definitely have. I still think Ethan Nwaneri's best performances for Arsenal have come on that right-hand side. So I think there's things that Nwaneri can definitely offer this Arsenal team on that right-hand side. There's other players, though. We've still got Max Dowman. And that is a question for tomorrow. I want you guys to let me know, who do you start against Port Vale? Would it be Nwaneri? Would it be Max Dowman? Or do you rush Bukayo Saka back? For me, I don't touch Bukayo Saka in this game because I think the quality will be there without him to win this game. Now, Newcastle's a different story. We always struggle at St James's Park, so for that game, Saka has to be involved. It's a shame because in a perfect world, like I said, he wouldn't have even been playing that game. Maybe you can give him 10 minutes at the game, but Mikel Arteta's hand might be forced. And there's kind of another conversation that we can have that people don't like talking about, and that is the fact that this injury does affect Arsenal's title chances. I'm not saying this injury by itself is the reason Arsenal won't win the league, but if we continue to get injuries to these key players, it will hinder our title chances. Just look at some of the names we're missing this season, please, and tell me no team wouldn't struggle with these types of absences. We've had Saka out, we've had Saliba out, we've had Odegaard out, we've got Havertz out, Gabriel Jesus out. I'm sure I'm missing people. Norgard's been out. We've had so many injuries. The more this happens, like I said, it will hinder your chances. I think Arsenal have been so unlucky. Again, the blame will always fall on Arteta at the end of the season. People won't want to know the little intricacies as to why Arteta didn't win the trophy. All they will see is on his resume, 6-7 years at Arsenal, no trophy, rubbish manager. But it's hard for me to try and digest that and accept it because I think Arteta is good enough to win a league title. Again, I'm not going to get into the whole Arteta in, Arteta out, negativity, positivity. All I'm saying is this will, if the injuries continue, hinder this Arsenal team in terms of winning the trophy. Now, I think we can still win the league because we did buy well in the summer. That is something we have to give the club credit for. We went out there, saw the players that we needed and kind of preempted these types of injuries. Like when Saka went out, Noni Madueke straight in, firing. Other players, Havertz is out, Jesus is out. We went and solved that by buying Victor Gyökeres. He can play every game. We need to hope these injuries don't continue. Like I said, we got some massive games coming up. But if you look at our run of fixtures in the Premier League, luckily, we escape some of the big ties. Some of the ties where you do want players like Noni Madueke available. Again, I'm not saying we got easy games. I'm not saying every game in the Premier League won't be difficult. But I'm saying if you look at our next, what is it now? 23rd of September. So by the 23rd of November, we should be starting to think about the return of Noni Madueke. And that will be, by the way, he's not going to be here until the Christmas lights are up. How mental is that it's like the season's just started and already we've had so many key players out with injury. And that's why I am kind of looking at it and thinking, what will we do versus Port Vale? This is an opportunity in the cup. This is why we bought the strong B team. So in these types of games, we don't have to play our first 11. What Mikel Arteta does tomorrow fascinates me, because you're not going to want to lose to this team. But again, you look at some of the players and you're thinking this is perfect for players like Ben White to get some game time, Mosquera to continue playing how well he has, get him in the team, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Christian Norgard, Max Dowman, Ethan Nwaneri. There's so many things we can do with this Arsenal team. Even the goalkeeper, give the goalkeeper a rest. Like, you could change. You could put Kepa in. You could put Ben White right back. You could play Mosquera. Do you have to play Gabriel? Do we have another option? You could play someone else there. Miles Lewis-Skelly. There's a totally different back line that is still more than capable to win against Port Vale. You go into the midfield. If you put Norgard in, maybe Ethan Nwaneri, maybe you have to play Declan Rice and then you put Nwaneri on the right. You can keep playing Trossard on the left for a game like Port Vale. I don't think there'd be too much pushback about that. And then what do you do up front? For me, look, I would love to see Gabriel Martinelli up front. I think he could do a job down the middle. But there are options. Look, we're still early in the season, so I don't think there's any danger of burning these players out. But the level of matches that these players are currently playing is obviously taking a toll on most of these players' body. It's evident. We're picking up so many injuries. Now, I think we're one of the unlucky teams, and people can always throw the question at you and say, why are Arsenal getting so many injuries? And that's something I'm willing to listen to, because I want to know, why are Arsenal getting so many injuries? Now, I'm not blaming the manager or the coaching staff, because it could just be bad luck. All of these coaching staff, like from most of the big clubs, are all run by data, analysis. They're all following a similar protocol. So if one team has more injuries than the other, yeah, there might be slight differences on how people operate, but on the whole, it's probably the same. We know how into the NFL and the American sports, who have the top nutritionists, top doctors. Mikel Arteta is in tune with all of that. So he's not doing anything crazy. He's following advice and protocol from some of the most athletically gifted nutritionists, sports scientists in the world. So he's not slacking in that department. Gathering that information isn't hindering Arsenal. So to me, it's just like, this is bad luck. I don't like. It's a big game tomorrow, but I'm hoping we can rest some of the players. Look, give me your score prediction in the game against Port Vale. For me, 4-0. I'm going to go for a 4-0 win, but let me know your thoughts on everything you've heard in this video. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. If you could, do me a quick favor before you go. It helps me out so much. I had a statistic pop up the other day that over like 80% of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. Click the subscribe button and there's a bell right underneath. Press that, because that means you would never ever miss a video again, because you will get a notification. Like I said, thanks for watching. Before you go, hit like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.